Hello, everybody. Good morning, Darlene. How is everybody this beautiful Sunday? And again, I'm sorry that I had to start this earlier. Please let me know if you can hear me properly. And I think I need to... It's a little bit too much white on the screen by what I can see. This and this. This should be good. Okay. Hi, Robin. Hi, Judy. Hi, Heidi. Hi, Colleen. Can you hear me well? Because it's again, I did a different setting. I'm just trying to do the best settings possible. Hi, John. Hi, Gayleen. Hi, Linda. Excellent. I am really, really happy. So to start with, I can tell you that I am doing amazingly well with the eyes. Of course, now I can see well with one eye, and I cannot see drats with the other one. But hi, Adette. But it did go nice. Hi, Soul Studio. Hi, Janice. It was really, really easy, as you ladies who have gone through it told me. Hi, Glenda. Hi, Rosie. I was there like 7:45. It took like 3/4 of an hour to check me in. Hi, Karen, Ellen, and Glenda. I already said Glenda. Never mind. But anyway, I was supposed to have twilight, but I guess I fell asleep because the last thing that I remember happened was that I was feeling the blood pressure cough a little bit painful. I told the anesthesiologist, and he was like, "No worries, I'm just putting right now something to numb your vein and a little bit of anti-anxiety." And the next thing I remember was the eye surgeon asking me, "Can you hear me?" And I looked up and said, "Yeah, and I can also see you." So after that, I don't know, I think it was like maybe another half an hour in the recovery area, and then I went home, and then I went in the afternoon at 3 o'clock to do the post-op. I'm going to go again on the 21st and then on the 5th of July, and I guess around the 5th, that's when they'll tell me when they do the left eye as well. Because right now, I cannot wear my eyeglasses. It dizzies me to no end, even with the right lens taken off. But I see well enough, and hi, Adriana. And at least until if my eye gets tired, I'll just tell you and we'll stop and we'll continue next Sunday. So, today we are supposed to do insects. And there are several things that you can do with insects. I'm going to show you some easier ones, and also hopefully I'll have time to do some more complicated ones. And by the way, these are the little avocado earrings, so all they need a little hole here and little eye screws, and then to be put, and obviously some paint here and varnish, and just to be put on the ear wires. And there we go, avocado earrings. And the other big bead that you can see. To me, it looks a little bit like a walnut, because we were talking last time how it looks like. To me, it looks like a walnut still in the green shell. So, to go first, one of the most common insect beads. Yeah, but the good part, Joan, is that with my right eye, I can see beautifully far away. They completely corrected my eyesight for far away. And that's what they are going to do to the left one, but I'm going to have to wear eyeglasses for close. Hi, Janice. Hi to Genesis. But right now, so I see very far with my right eye with no problems, and with my left eye I see very well close, but I cannot see far. So it's a little bit, the first day was burning and tearing. The second day it felt like I had an eyelash in my eye. Yesterday it was just a little bit of dry eye, and today I'm fine. I tried and I worked a little bit yesterday, but after a while I guess my eyes got tired, so I had to stop. But I'm slowly doing, as long as I remember to take it easy. That's the main thing. So the first type of, the most common insect beads are the scarabs. Hi, Goldie. So to do a scarab bead, it's super simple. All you need is some scrap clay, some type of, any type of sculpting tool. And remember, these you can find in there's a ton of them. They are under $10. You get like a dozen of them. You can find them in the influencer store. They are actually wax carvers. But if you don't have one of these, anything, even your X-Acto knife works. So, testicles, earrings, yes. So, to make a scarab bead, you need scrap clay, a sculpting tool that can do lines, and some mica powder. Now, when it comes to the mica powder, I'll show you a few tricks on how to get the iridescence. But what I recommend that you get, if you don't have money to get all those fancy mica powders and chameleon powders and stuff, make sure that you get, Pearlex has one, and you can find it in the small bottle. And PolyClay Play has it. It's called Mink. Let me actually get you the link to it, because it's the most oil, it's got oil slick effect. Let me find it on PolyClay Play. Let me just do a search. Not Mink. Okay. I guess she doesn't have it separate. Let me check once again. Maybe she has it in the large ones. Apple green. I'm trying to find it. But yeah, I should have it in the... No, she doesn't have it separate. Let me check if I have it in the Amazon store. I'm just gonna add it real quick. Just to make sure. Okay, so there's interesting. The larger one costs almost as much as the smaller one. It goes like mink pink. It's not really pink. I'll show it to you in a second. But yeah, you can find it here. It will be the very first on the list. But I will show you a few other, if it lets me, because remember, sometimes it doesn't. Yes, it did. Okay. So, we're gonna just grab a little bit of the, whatchamacallit, the scrap clay. And then we make first a round bead, obviously. And you do it until, you roll it until you cannot see any fold lines. Remember, that's always your main thing, to not see any fold lines. I guess I got a bit of black here. I got all kinds of bits and pieces here, just to be able to use them for various things. And yeah, talking about that, I was thinking that there's still one more thing that we need to cover in the organic, and that would be sea life. All those tentacles and corals and stuff like that. Okay, so I got my round bead. Now I'm going to teardrop it, and you can do it oval or teardrop, it doesn't really matter. But to teardrop, you just hold it like this. So you have to bring it a little bit down towards the edge of your palm, and you will teardrop it. That's a very good method to teardrop a bead. And then it depends if you want it to be flatter, how you want it. I usually flatten it just a bit. And as I said, I'll make an oval one as well, so you can see how it works in both ways. And actually, let me work them on the acrylic block, because I can lift it and I don't have to move the camera. I only have to move the acrylic block. And let's make an oval one. So yeah, I already managed to edit the whole. Now I need to do the voiceover, the tutorial with these leaves, and you'll probably get it tomorrow, because I don't know how much I'm going to be able to work today. Still unsure how the afternoon will unfold. And it's going to have a bonus with this cane that's made out of remnants. But okay, let's do the oval. Now, the trick with the Perlix powders and mica powders in general that you have to remember is that you can overlay them. If you can do several layers. So I have again the round one, and this time I will just keep it in the center of my hand, only that instead of going like this, I will go only in one direction. And I got an oval bead. Now, depending on how oval you want to have it, and as I said, I prefer to get them a little bit flattened. They look more like scarabs. You can always use for this also molds, you know, because you have several molds in the best flexible molds, for example, that work great as scarabs. And then all you have to remember is that you need to do one line that would be kind of circular, what the heck, I have something on here. And you can do one line, you can do two lines. It's up to you how many lines you want. And we'll do the same for the teardrop shaped one. Now, another thing that's again purely optional, you can do eyes. You just do a little rounded thing here. But you can leave them without eyes. You don't have to do eyes. And as I said, this is purely optional. And then you do a line in the middle. And another optional thing, you can do the line in the middle kind of deep. And then you can do a few more fainter lines on the sides here. Now comes the fun part, and let me grab my drawer of mica powders. And to start with, I will use just the plain Perlexes because they are the most affordable, and you can also use eyeshadow. Morning, Anna. I don't know if I said hi, Karen. Okay. With me not being able to bend, there's stuff all over the floor here. and I still catch myself bending. Okay, remember for the high cherry, for applying mica powders, your best and cheapest bet is to go to your family dollar store closer to you and just get a set of cosmetic paintbrushes. Now, I did do this a little bit crooked, and nobody tells me. I'm gonna straighten it up. This one is not straight. There we go. Okay, now we can do several things. Let's say I'm going to choose a green, and also you can do these with the metallic acrylics as well, and of course with the color shift, and we'll do all of them. I'll show you how to color each and every one of these, but with the mica powders first. So I'm getting some green, and I'm going to use it here. On the base. And I make sure that I have quite a bit of the green. Right at the base of the wings. Then the color that I want will be a blue. And the base here as a base would be the sapphire. I built the collection of pearlexes over time. You know, if you get yourself to get one like every 2 weeks, you can build an extensive collection. But again, you can just use shimmering eye powder, eyeshadow, and that you can find a ton of it at the dollar store, especially in fluorescent and strong colors. Now let's put the blue here. And now the other thing that we are going to do is to, after we make sure that this is all nice and covered in blue, we are going to actually apply a little bit of blue over the green. And you'll see how it changes. See the difference between the left and the right already? Now for the next one you need gold. Any gold will work. So let's see, this is a sparkle gold. Let me just get a regular gold. Aztec gold should work just fine. Just make sure that you clean this. Thank you. She is. Karen is funny. Okay, now with the gold, I'm going to start first placing the gold at the tip of the wings. And make sure that you go all the way at the base. But then I'm going to come with the gold over this area where I had the green and then the blue. And this will create an oil slick effect. When I was telling you that you don't need to absolutely spend a whole bunch of money to buy all those super expensive chameleon powders, that's what I was saying, because by overlaying the mica powders you get the oil slick effect even without the expensive powders. So we got, and let's add just a pinch of gold here. And then I said I was going to show you the mink, what the mink does, because it has an built-in oil slick. Yeah. Okay, so this is the mink, and you can see it looks kind of weird. It looks like it's got brown and violet and green in it. See how weird it looks? It's very hard to describe it. And let's go with the mink over everything. But again, you don't have to get all that kind of stuff. If you have the mink, you can apply the mink over all other colors and it will still look gorgeous. See, now we have a beautiful oil slick effect scarab bead. See how it changes the color? And of course you can reinforce a little bit all this if you want to have even more. For example, I would like to have a little bit more of the gold here. So what I do, I simply get a little bit more gold. Just a pinch more gold. And then I bring it over. And there we go. See, a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bead. And then you poke you bake it. Of course, you have to remove it, and I usually bake them on polyfill. When I have this, and you turn it upside down, and you do the back of it the same with all these things. And then you poke a hole about where this line is, and then you can make a beautiful scarab necklace, and you can make them in tiered sizes, you know. Okay, now let's go to the more expensive ones. Should be here. The more expensive ones, but I mean it's just expensive compared to the Pearlex. You still get a ton of stuff. This would be the Opal Magic line. Now remember, they don't make anymore the blue, and these you can find in the powders, mica powders on the Amazon store where I said, but let me put the Opal Magic 2. They don't have it? She doesn't have it anymore. No, she has it. Okay, and she's got a new one that I thought I got it. Oh, it's not here. There it is. They replaced the blue Opal Magic with this, with the summer. So let me give you the link. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this other one with this time we have iridescent chameleonic stuff. So let's start first with, you'll see that the summer one is not like the other Opal Magic. See, it's pure blue practically. So let's start with it. It is nice and kinda iridescent-y, but it's nothing like the Opal Magic. But the good part is that you can use all your scrap clay for this kind of stuff. So, and you can use a Pearlex for this, or as I said, shimmering eyeshadow. And it's pretty much enough to have two of the other colors to get all this pretty effect. Now, I'm gonna just use them as they come. This one is, oops, this one is the lilac. And I'm going to use it on more on the head. And then going to be the, I have the peach and the green. So let's put the green at the base of the wing. And you'll see, I'll have to bring it closer to the camera and move it, because you cannot see from that angle all the prettiness of the oil slick. If I go in a certain way, because the light is too bright. Probably need to turn off the light for you to see all this. And then I'm going to use the peach on the bottom of the wing. And after I'm done with everything, I'm going to clean my brush and then blend this whole thing very nicely. And add some more if need be. Let me turn off the light. Still doesn't show. Maybe I just need to get the angle of the... Oh. Let me finish adding a little bit and then I'll change the angle of the camera. Oh, thank you. I think that's what I need. I just need to get the camera in an oblique view. Hi, Tia Lisa. Let me get a little bit more peach on the bottom. Did you get your sky scale? Because I'm still stuck at gathering mistborn notes. I don't have enough. Okay, and then nicely blend. And let me see. First of all, I need to refocus it. It still doesn't give me all the colors I want. See, it's just a matter of how the light falls on them. Yeah, it doesn't, the camera cannot bring the full. Let me try and get it darker, maybe. But I don't, you'll have to take my word for it on this one. Because I cannot bring the camera to do a proper job to pick up the. Yeah, I told you I'm still stuck. I didn't have time to do a lot of stuff. Okay, now let's go ahead and do the acrylic metallics. Let me move these so I can have enough room for the other beads. And again, I'm going to flatten it a bit. So next I will be doing the acrylic metallics and the color shifts, and then I still need to use the Born Pretty to show you all the ways you can do the scarabs, and then we'll move to other insects. So yeah, right now I'm kind of using my right eye to look at the monitor and my left eye to look at what I'm doing, pretty much most of the time. Okay, so let's again do a round, slightly rounded. It doesn't have to be too rounded. And then, but as I said, if you want to do them perfectly perfect, the best is to use cabochon molds. And I think it's called Cabs and More. Works the best of them. Let me put these back and bring the acrylics. Yeah, allergies are horrible this year. Excuse me if you don't mind. If you don't mind. Do you mind? Oh, darn, I was bending. And I'm not supposed to. Okay, this would be one. Give me just a second. But see, this is the bad part. I catch myself bending because, you know, you're used to not have any issue about bending. And then you catch yourself doing things you're not supposed to. Yep, it's just scrap clay. Okay, so I'm going to use the Peacock Pearl. This is an excellent line of metallics, and then there's the this one, but then there's also a glossy enamel metallics that's really awesome, but they don't have so many colors. But the dazzling metallic seems to have the most colors, as well as the folk art has a lot of colors too. Yeah, did you watch the video I posted with the mostly Connor trying to make friends? And Suki is mostly interested of me. He's trying to peek inside. Yesterday I almost caught his head in the door. Cause he tried to sneak by my feet and I didn't see him and I almost caught his head in the glass door. The little guy is so desperate to come inside. I am sure that he was an indoors cat at one point and something happened. Probably he was dumped because of his mutated front paw. But when I'm not around, he really plays with Connor through the glass door. Okay, so I got this. Then I'm going to use some peridot. But again, just get your best bet is to get, you know, one blue, one green, one purple, and then gold, copper, and whatchamacallit, silver and bronze, and you should be good to go. And the peridot, I'm going to layer it here. A little bit over the blue. And then I'm going to come on top of that with some gold. Yeah, and with the acrylic paints, remember that most of the time, if you pop them back in the oven, they should bond pretty good with the polymer clay. You shouldn't have issues. And then I'm gonna go again with the gold at the bottom. The best is to pretty much let them dry before starting to mix them. Yeah, mica is kind of repel water, so I don't know how good the idea would be. With mica, you should use alcohol better. Remember in the I have that tri-metal pendant where I used acrylic and micas, and you use an acrylic wash to not allow the mica settle in the creases. So as you can see, you can get the oil slick even by overlayering the acrylic metallics. But as I said, the best thing is to wait for each coat to dry and then place the other one. Okay, for scarabs, essentially you can do the whole effect with the yellow flash, with the emerald flash, and with the aqua flash. Yes, the eye surgery went great. Went excellent. So, again, I'm starting with the blue at the head. These guys. Why? So remember, with the color shift, you always have to stir them or shake them really, really, really good before using them, because that whatever powder they have in has the tendency to fall on the bottom, and then you'll need quite a bit of coats. But then you might want to put quite a bit of coats. The best with the acrylic, and when you work in layers, your best bet is to be a little bit patient, because if you work with thin washes instead of thick coats, your effect will be way better. Hi, there is. So I did the blue. Now I'm going to use the emerald flash. The emerald flash already has a little bit of gold in it, not just the green. And then I will apply the yellow flash. The yellow flash has a slightly blue greenish fire. Oh, thank you. So that's, again, the yellow, you apply it pretty much, the yellow gold, whatever, pretty much at the tip of the wing. And then you blend. And it's the same as with the mica. You might need several layers and keep over layering, because see how now if I try to bring it over, it's going to wipe off the other one because it's not dry, but you can still get the idea of how it's going to look when it's going to be done. Let me get back to the green. Oh, good thing. Let me take my peel. Okay, this is the emerald. I'm gonna go back in for a little bit of emerald because I kind of wiped it off. And again, with the acrylics, always you need to have a little bit of patience. And if need be, keep layering until you build the exact color that you want. Okay, YouTube got upset because you said that word. Okay, so you get the idea of how you can get all those. And again, these ones would look much better if I would wait for them to dry before applying the next coat. Now, give me just a minute to find the Born Pretties. Well, you know what? We are going to skip the Born Pretty because unfortunately I forgot that I have it all the way at the bottom of my cart. And I'm not going to try to bend or crouch to get there. So the next thing that you can obtain this effect is the Opal Magic Wax. And you can find it in the waxes on my influencer store. Let me get you the link. And you can also find it in PolyClay Play. Give me just a second and I will give you both links. So this is in the Amazon influencer store. Okay, I need to do the bit.ly. Because it will not let me. When it decides it's too long, YouTube doesn't let me post. Okay, so this is the Amazon store. And let's get the PolyClay Play one. And the PolyClay Play. So again, the same. I'm gonna put it on here so I can handle it. With the Opal Magic. Yeah, the Opal Magics are awesome. So this time let's do it teardrop shaped. And again, flatten it a bit. And I'll show you on this one, I'll actually show you if you want to do a more beetle-like back, how to do it. You know what? Let me grab the mold better. There are two of the best flexible molds that are the best for scarabs. Let me actually give you the link, because these ones you can only find them at pretty much at PolyClay Play, because remember that Trish bought best flexible molds from Penny Joe. So this is the link. And if you go on the link, you'll see one of them is the Cabs and More, this one. And on the Cabs and More, you have this. If you want to make them smaller, you have these. But this and this would work beautiful for. Or you can make a big pendant using this one. And then you have this one. Of course, you can use the eggs, Cabs and More. That way you can use these two. I really need to clean mine. And then there's the... Nope, I didn't pass it. I really want to get the divas, the goddess-shaped almond cabochons. The almond cabochons are actually the best because you have this one and then you have this one that work beautiful, and this one for a pendant. If you want to go more ovalish, you know. So let me get my screen back. Hi, Lydia. So again, the best way to do this is first to find your cosmetic sponge. There we go. And remember, I have a link in the tools for cosmetic sponges that are really cheap, and some of them are fairly big. But you can find them also, you know, at the dollar stores, at Big Lots, at a lot of places. So let's do this one. So first you place your mold. Again, make sure that you have no folding lines. Place your mold, cover with a cosmetic sponge or with wax paper if you just have wax paper, but that is just to not allow the clay to stick to the roller and get lifted. Then just go a few times, pressing fairly firmly with a roller, and then do the, I always use the pivoting blade technique that Lisa Pavelka has shown, because it's great on my hands. I don't have to do so much effort. Thank you, Tia Lisa. That's actually one of the, there's a paid tutorial on my website. There are 3 different variants you can make. And then you just go ahead and you see you cut it perfectly. And then you want to kind of make sure that the edges are separated from the mold. I got here a little bit. And then it just drops. So let me put it on the, I was going to say who stole my acrylic block. And we do the same thing with the slightly, yeah, Trish is gone. There was her birthday the other day, and she's having a little bit of vacation. No, you don't mention my name. If you click on these links, or if you just go from the link that's going to be in the description of the video, that's my direct affiliate link. That's the way I can get credit, not by mentioning it, not by mentioning my name, because it's an automated system. So again, the semi-rounded, and as I said, you can actually do 2 of them. Because some of the scarabs have like a little color. And oh yeah, I was going to show you the other trick. How you can do this if you don't trust your hand very well to do nicely the semi-rounded thing. I'll show you how you can cheat. So let's go again and use the pivoting blade. Make sure you separate the edges from the edges of the mold. And place it here. All you need is a round or oval cutter. I just grabbed whichever was closer. Thank you, Janice. But yeah, that's why I wanted to show you, because not everybody has experience on making freeform cabochons. So You can go with the cutting part, but I'd suggest that you go with the blunt part. It's better. So just give it a, and then you can continue it with the sculpting tool or with your fingernail. And then the same thing for the line. Simply use the blunt part of your blade. And then you can use a, let's say, a toothpick. Yeah, but pretty much all best flexible molds are good. Only some of them are not that good for polymer clay because they are too deep. They are better for resin. And then, see, I'm not going to go with the tip. I'm going to go a little bit like this. And I'm going to make a few slight indentations. And now I have the whole thing. And yeah, these you can make with black clay. It will look much better, the opal magic, but it will look just fine like this too. So turquoise satin is the actual fairly blue. The royal robes and the blue velvet are more violetish than the turquoise satin. Actually, I should make one with black so you can see better. I'll make two. I'll make one with this and one with black so you can see the differences. So the turquoise satin, as I said, is the actual blue. Then I'm going to use the brocade, green brocade for the green. Hi, Victoria. And I'm going to place it here. And I got too much. Yay. That was way too much. And you can see that the green brocade has a goldish tint to it. And then I'm going to use the, you can always watch the replay, Victoria. And I'm going to use the blue velvet. And this is the other good part about these waxes. They do great in overlayering. But let me remove some of this too much green that I placed here. To be very honest, what I would advise you to do is to use mica powders in combination with the waxes. That would work the best of all. And then get the royal robes a little bit. But you'll see on the black it looks much better than on the, because the lighter the clay you apply it on, the pretty much the less iridescence. And then some vintage silk on the very bottom. And remember, once you bake it, it's going to harden, and then you can buff it with a soft cotton cloth, and it's going to look beautiful. Let me get this off. and place it on here, and let me grab a piece of black and make a black one so you can see better what's going on there with those waxes. I didn't press well enough. Oh well, it's gonna work anyway. This is the super soft black, so usually it gives some issues when trying to use it in molds and in. I forgot to take some out to leach it. And you'll see there's a huge difference. Okay, so again, the round line, and this time let's make 2 round lines, and then the straight. Now remember, I still cannot see very well because I see in one way with one eye, another way with the other eye, but I can see way better than I used to see before the surgery. Okay, so let's do this again. Turquoise satin for the head, and you'll see now the huge difference. But you can see it already. I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. And then the green brocade for the base of the wings to start with. And this time I'm gonna make sure I don't take too much. And of course, these ones you can first bake them and then put the wax on them. I mean, you don't have to put the wax on them before baking. I personally prefer to put a coat of wax before I bake them and then another coat after I bake them, and then I wait for them to harden and then I buff. And you don't need all of them. You can actually get just to get the green brocade and either the turquoise satin, the royal velvet, the blue velvet, the royal robes, whichever. Okay, and I'm gonna use the, because the green brocade has enough of goldish tint to not need something else. So this is the vintage silk I'm putting at the bottom. The vintage silk is kind of like a gold with reddish hues. And so you can blend it beautifully. But you can already see the difference between the ones done with the black instead of the ones on scrap clay. And then I'm going to use whichever of the royal robes or blue velvet. Actually, let me get the blue velvet, as I did the royal robes on the other one. The blue velvet is a blue with violet iridescence. And then I'm going to bring again a little bit of blue, so with the turquoise satin. But yeah, these the waxes won't look as cool until they, is this a satin? No, it's not. Until they get baked and hardened and buffed, obviously. So let's give it a little bit more blue. And then you can enhance again the lines. If you got any kind of wax in the lines, you saw how you can use a toothpick to get the wax out, but you can again use this and reinforce the lines and do a better job than what I just did. Okay, because I said I still cannot see perfectly. Perfect. And I said I was going to show you how to do the belly, but then you'll need either toilet paper with no prints on it or fiberfill, and I usually bake them like this. So the way that you do it, you simply go with the toothpick and you go slightly round like this on the edge. It doesn't have to be perfectly realistic or anything, just to have an idea of, you know. Because this will make it look like the scarab's got its legs caught underneath it. And then you put whatever you put on the front, that's what you put on the bottom. So here are 6 different ways to color your scarabs. And let me try and get it again darker so I can see better. Yes, they are translucent. They are translucent and iridescent. Hold on, I'm going to try and get it darker so you can see better. Because the artificial light from the taping lights distorts the color a lot. But yeah, these ones will look, the Opal Magic waxes will look the best on black clay. Not so good on everything else looks wonderful on scrap clay, but the only ones are the Opal Magic waxes that, but yeah, they show in the, you can see a faint iridescence when you open, but otherwise, see the iridescence, but otherwise, yes, they look white. They all look white in the, so you can see a faint iridescence, but it will not show until you apply it. Pretty much. They are the best to apply over other colors of waxes if you want, and I have quite a few tutorials out there with these waxes, but I'm trying to show all the, without the lights being too bright and drowning the iridescent effect, the oil stick effect. Okay, let's get back to normal. Okay, let me get these on a tile, actually, and we'll move on to, and yes, we might have to do the insects in 2 separate things because I'm starting to get tired. I've been on for over an hour. But I want to show you at least 2 more things, ideally 3. I want to show you how to do an illusion of butterfly wing without having to do a butterfly cane. Just a few elements of a butterfly wing that will make your bead look like it's made out of butterfly wings. Then the other one is with the illusion of a dragonfly wing. And then the other one is with elements of insects. So there are three more things that I want to show you that all three look gorgeous. And other elements of insects that I'm talking about, thank you. Remember, this is the Color Club holographic hues that I've been telling you. This is the Blue Heaven. It's, let me give you a close-up because they are so beautiful, all of them. I think I showed them in the last monthly chat. They have all kinds of see, they have all this pretty. So yeah, what I was saying is with the elements of insects that are wonderful in beads, one of them would be eyes. Now think about how a dragonfly's eyes looks like, or a butterfly's eyes, you know, those cell-shaped eyes that kind of have all kinds of reflections, chatoyancy, I don't know how to call it. Making beads with that effect is beautiful. Then of course, obviously the butterfly wing and the dragonfly wing. Then another effect that might sound ooh, but it's not, is with legs, insect legs. Why it's not ooh? I mean, think about the praying mantis, the front legs, for example. You know, all those elements where you have these little soul-like, yeah, faceted eyes, soul-like little elements that come out of the chitinous leg. Those also make beautiful, beautiful beads. So yeah, they do actually. You're right. They go well with the scarabs. So yeah, I'm afraid we'll have to stop here because my eyes start bothering me. And we'll continue next Sunday with faceted eyes and butterfly wings. And if time permits and my eyes are better, we'll try and go as much as possible. But I am proud of myself that yes, we are, Junior, just came at the end. I'm sorry. Hopefully my eye will be way better by next week. So I'll see you all next Sunday, and thank you for being here with me. And have a wonderful Sunday. I'm going to go prepare for storms now and put eye drops in my eye because I need greatly. Thank you again, and thank you for all the words of courage and for being here with me while I went through the surgery, and it's gonna be another one soon. So, but I'll get way better. Thank you. Goodbye. Have a wonderful Sunday.